City, who've only lost 2 of their last 25 Premier League games, 3 of the last 45. Grealish's goal was their 46th of the season, and 6 more than anyone else. There is still time for Manchester United, maybe, to get back into this game. 20 minutes of it remain, plus stoppages. But if City win this, you think, I'm not sure, did Manchester United have genuine title ambitions? I know Guardiola said they were in the mix, but do you believe that they genuinely thought they could do it?
No, not at all.
So
it's all about Champions
Yes.
League, which they should be aiming for, without a doubt, aiming for Champions League. But no, for me, I was thinking about this game, taking 4 points out of this game and Arsenal game, and then you're up there with them, then you are in contention.
touch,
It doesn't matter whatever you want to say to downgrade it, you are in contention because you're there.
City, of course, do have the Champions League at stake. They play Leipzig in the round of 16. Manchester United, of course, will be drawn with Barcelona. Halfway, tackled by Shaw, who's penalised to be short of the Manchester United squad. It means that substitutions will be made, and Alejandro Garnacho
space of 2 minutes have turned a potential defeat into what could be an absolutely massive victory. Garnacho's cross, Rashford with a simple tap in. Oh my goodness me, this is astonishing at Old Trafford. United jubilant. City fans can't quite believe what they're seeing. It's Manchester United 2, Manchester City 1.
And you can just see they haven't woken up from the moment they conceded that first goal. That was still in their heads. It was still in their body, the way their bodies were. They were so negative after that. They put so much into wanting to talk to the referee about it. They forgot about their jobs, and that was to carry on playing football and try and win the game. And the moment it went wide, you saw they were just spread out. They were lacklustre.
Oh, hang on, it's Rashford offside. I don't think he is.
No, I think he was just
Ake's
slightly
in
late.
front of him,
Yeah,
I think.
just slightly.
Well, Marcus Rashford has kept up this incredible record that he has. It's his 8th goal in 7 games. He's scored in all of those 7. He has now scored in 10 consecutive Manchester United home games. It's his 16th goal of the season. And he looks like he might be the match winner again. We're just as a replay watching Erik ten Hag's celebration. It's a sight to behold. He's galloping down the touchline, punching the air. This, I mean, if they win this United, this is huge for the club, isn't it?
Oh, it is huge.
It's an epochal moment. It's not too dramatic to say that, is it?
I think the manner they've done it as well makes a big difference. As I said earlier, that will appease the fans just as much. They haven't sat back and hoped, haven't lived on the edge. They've taken the game to City in a certain way. Most of the second half, it was a bit lacklustre from them, but they've come out when it's mattered. And I think now we should be seeing more quality in their defending because they've been doing that most of the game. You should see them now be very professional in what they do.
Yeah, they've got, 6 minutes plus stoppage time to see out. Again, you can be critical about the award of the equalising goal, but another thing that I like, and I liked it about the Joao Felix sending off at Chelsea, VAR was quick. They didn't spend 9 hours looking at it. And now Fernandes, who, actually I think it was the brilliant assist by him that set Garnacho through. He's now nursing what looks like potentially a knee injury. Marcus Rashford, who we weren't sure was going to reappear for the second half. It was a brilliant reverse pass by Fernandes, wasn't it? And young Garnacho, fair play to him. Initially his cross was blocked. And then I think Ake should have done better. He's turned him easily there. And Rashford, his movement's excellent inside the 6-yard box. And he was never going to miss. I mean, it's a good goal by United's point of view on the counter-attack. And it's a gigantic goal for Manchester United generally. And that just upturns the apple cart even further. Because as it stands, Manchester United are only a point behind City in 3rd place. Both have played 18. And Arsenal's lead is still 5. Which will be extended to 8 if they can beat Tottenham tomorrow. On this week of derbies, we had Fulham beating Chelsea in the West London derby. We've got Manchester United winning in this derby, and we've got the London derby, North London derby tomorrow as De Bruyne hits a very high-hanging cross. Grealish does brilliantly to find Bernardo Silva. It's not over yet. Haaland in the area, who's barely had a touch all game. Can't get it, but here is City looking for an equaliser. Rodri, De Bruyne, here's Haaland! Great tackle. He wants a penalty, but I think that was good defending. Someone blocked him immediately. He's had 2 swings of his boot all afternoon. Haaland and both have ended up in blocks by United, but it's not over yet. We've got a grandstand finish. We're in the last 5 minutes. Oh, it really is amazing what this game can produce, isn't it? Absolutely amazing.
Well, it's what a way you like now as well. They're having a little bit of a bash now.
Cancelo, Haaland. United fans gleefully jeer the Premier League's top scorer as his header goes looping miles over the crossbar. Just when you think you've seen everything in football, you know, it comes up with a hugely debatable, controversial goal. And then you called it spot on. Their heads weren't clear, City, were they?
No, it wasn't. I don't wonder if there might have been
penalty here.
Contact on Haaland. A slight nudge. I don't think there's enough. I really don't think there's enough.
Guardiola is claiming that there is a penalty. United fans are celebrating wildly. I mean, this is 5 minutes ago. They were thinking they've done us again. Suddenly, it's well, I mean, it's a massive result for everything to do with Manchester United. The table, the general demeanour, the feeling that there's a renaissance, the laying the bogey against Manchester City. The last time these two met, they conceded 6 and it should have been 10. I mean, you've got to take your hat off to Erik ten Hag. This performance is completely and utterly unrecognisable from that last one, isn't it?
Yeah, without a doubt.
That did brilliant throughout the game. Better in the first half. Anyway, here's Grealish. As I said, it's too early to start making conclusions because Grealish has been fouled. There's a yellow card there for the miscreant, who is Fred, who will be booked for that. And Manchester City will have a free kick midway inside the Manchester United half.
I just think it's a waste of a yellow card to get booked tackling Jack Grealish. He's running. He's running across the pitch.
Yeah,
he's going. Just let him run across the pitch.
That's right.
Let him go to the other touchline and decide what he wants to do next.
There's another
Madness.
stoppage. Casemiro is needing treatment now. Now, he is a player Manchester United most certainly will not want to lose. I mean, he's very much been a linchpin of this United revival. Scott McTominay is going to replace him. It looks like Lisandro Martinez, the Argentine World Cup winner, is going to come on for the last 2 minutes plus stoppage time, of which there probably will be quite a lot. I'm guessing 6 at least. But, oh my goodness me, what a turnaround here. Just to remind you, as we caught our breath, Jack Grealish on the hour, heading Manchester City in front. In truth, for probably 10 or so minutes, United didn't do a lot. They didn't look like they were going to get back into the game. Then, on 79, they get the decision in their favour. It's hugely controversial, but it was given, and Rashford was deemed not interfering with play, which allowed Fernandes to sweep United ahead. And Rashford himself getting on the end of a Garnacho cross. And Garnacho's made a difference, hasn't he?
Well, he's just given
Good
a
substitution.
Yeah, natural width, a natural left foot.
Yes.
Somebody who can go around the outside. If that was, say, Marcus Rashford, he would never have gone round on his left to go and try and cross it with his left-hand foot. His left foot.
Left-hand foot. That's a classic. Left-hand foot.
Work that one
It's
out,
all
please.
left-hand foot. Anyway, free kick to City, midway inside the United half. It's taken short by De Bruyne. It's repelled, but here's De Bruyne again. A good block by United. It won't spin away for the corner. Kyle Walker crosses, bashed away on the volley by Bruno Fernandes. We're in the 90th minute. Just listen to the roar from the Reds fans at Old Trafford as they hope their team can survive. As City, I think there's going to be a fair amount of stoppage time. So City are not a team who are going to panic. Walker, that's a foul throw. Surely his foot was about a foot over the line there, but it wasn't given. They never are these days, are they, foul throws? The rule still exists. Anyway, never mind that. Here's Malacia clubbing it away with his left-hand foot to get it out of play.
Just the petty fouls now that you find that City are looking for.
Martinez and McTominay are both coming on for Manchester United. McTominay, who scored in that win that United, a rare one for them, against City in 2020. We've got 5 minutes of stoppage time, so there is time for City. Of course, the danger is if they throw everything forward, United, with the likes of Garnacho and Rashford and Antony, may counter. Here's Grealish finding Rodri, centre midfield. Rodri chips it across towards Riyad Mahrez, who controls and finds Walker. Time is not Manchester City's friend at the moment. Here's another ball square towards Rodri, but United have won it back. And here's Rashford, and that's neatly done. And Fred has it, and Fred finds Antony, and Antony's charging forward. Garnacho's completely unmarked. It's 3 against 2 here. It's Antony. It's Rashford. Can't make up his mind what to do. Finds Garnacho. Garnacho inside the City box shoots. It's blocked. He might get a second chance. No, Rodri comes away with the ball, scoops it forward for City, but United intercept. And Casemiro sensibly just dinks it across towards Malacia. I think he's had a good game, Malacia. He's been lively.
He has.
He's defended quite well.
Yeah, I was worried about him initially being up against Mahrez, and he's done excellent against him. He's had one against him all game, and he's dealt with that.
Yeah. It's going to be a triple substitution, actually, from United, because Harry Maguire has joined the other two, McTominay and the other one whose name escapes me, Martinez. And Rashford is getting a round of applause and a standing ovation from the United fans, understandably so. He scored in 10 consecutive home games. He's now scored 8 goals in 7 games. I mean, it's quite something. Maguire is on to try and shore things up. Casemiro is making way, and Lisandro Martinez, who was an unused substitute in the World Cup final, but did play a huge part in Argentina's glory in Doha. Played in 5 of the matches. Malacia is also going off. He's got a pat on the back from Eric Ten Hag. McTominay, Martinez and Maguire on. That will add probably another minute to the time that remains. If United can keep the ball up this end, they'll be happy, but they've been penalised for an offside. We've had 2.5 of the 5 minutes to be added on. I'm not suggesting that this is necessarily a sea change in Manchester football, but it's a huge, significant victory for both clubs. I mean, you know, City, it'll be 2 wins in 5 in the Premier League. That's nowhere near champion form, is it?
No, not at the moment, but we'd say this league is definitely becoming very competitive.
Well, it's good, isn't it, to
Yes.
have all this, you know. I mean, you've got Newcastle as well. We mustn't forget them. You can't rule them out. Eddie Howe has played it down, as he obviously will, but, you know, they're up there, aren't they, Newcastle? You know, you've got to be in it to win it, as they say, and they most certainly are in it. Here's Akanji. City hoping to get back in this one, but it's headed away by Manchester United's substitute, Harry Maguire. But Kyle Walker has it just inside the United half. Forward towards Grealish. McTominay can't get a touch. Rodri plays it out wide. Jack Grealish picks it up on that far side. It's a useful looking cross. Very, very good header by Luke Shaw. Under pressure there, under his crossbar to get it away. And it's hacked away further by Martinez. Now it's Walker for City. United fans starting to whistle, but there's at least a minute left. Ake out wide to Cancelo. And Bernardo Silva trying to get forwards. Bernardo Silva picks it up once more, but he's been halted at the moment by Wan-Bissaka. We're in the final minute, the 95th of this extraordinary game. Can City provide an extraordinary finale? Mahrez down to Walker, low ball in, poor touch though. Oh, Fred dawdles on the ball. What was he doing? He just needed to whack it away, and he's been rescued by Shaw, who won the ball and did the sensible thing that Fred should have done in the first place. Poor touch by Garnacho. City have it, but they're inside their own half. There surely will only be one more opportunity for them. It's Rodri crossing halfway with the ball at his feet, challenged by Fred. Absolute nail-biting tension here as the United fans pray for the whistle and the City fans pray for a goal. It's Grealish. Grealish drifting across midfield, finds Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva swirls it into the box, a header away by Lisandro Martinez, not once but twice. Maguire is now up. Bernardo finds De Bruyne. Shaw wins it. It drops for Garnacho, but he can't control. The pressure is still there. Grealish, it's deflected, but it's deflected towards David De Gea, and that might be the last chance for Manchester City to avoid defeat as De Gea slumps onto the ground. He's been told to get on with it by the referee, Stuart Atwell, who will be at the centre of the post-match discussions for the awards of that goal by Fernandes that made it 1-1. We're in the 96th minute. Don't forget, we've got Brighton against Liverpool coming up. Rashford, Casemiro and Malacia haven't even got into their training tops. They don't want to take their eyes off this one. Rashford shouting up, which is fairly obvious, I think, from De Gea's point of view. Actually, there was a foul, so it is a free kick to Manchester United. We've had 96 minutes. De Gea swings his right foot. The whistle blows. What a result for Manchester United. Humbled and humiliated in October by Manchester City. They thought they were going to lose again. Grealish with the header on the hour, but Bruno Fernandes with a hugely controversial goal. Was Rashford or was he not offside? And if he was he interfering is the big question. The referee answered it by pointing to the centre circle. What a piece. And then Rashford himself got on the end of a Garnacho cross 2 minutes later, and incredibly, Manchester United have put themselves within a point of Manchester City at the top of the table, but of course they're both behind Arsenal, who now enjoy a 5-point gap. My goodness me, Paul Parker, sum that one up briefly for me.
I think at the end of it, if you look at it about who had the most to gain from that game, you have to say United did, and they grabbed it, to be honest, barring maybe a bit of help from the referee, but they got what they deserved because they worked so hard for it. And as a unit, as a team, they have improved immensely from the dark days of that 6-3 defeat at the Etihad.
Well, thank you, Paul, for your insight. It was an incredible afternoon at Old Trafford. Manchester United players are still out on the pitch, saluting their supporters. Eric Ten Hag is wearing a sort of, this is just business face, but inside he will be absolutely delighted with what he's saying. Grealish is protesting with Stuart Atwell. There's no point, Jack Grealish. The game is over. You thought you'd won it with your header, but you didn't. And, this is a massive result for Manchester United in every sense. Just to sum up, Arsenal 44 points, Manchester City 39, Manchester United 38, Newcastle 35, Tottenham 33. Goodness me, it's getting tight at the top. It's getting tight for us. We're out of time. Thank you so much for listening. Brilliant tweets today. I really enjoyed the whole thing. A fantastic match and an incredible drama, really, at Old Trafford. Follow that, Brighton and Liverpool, if you can. It's goodbye from me, John Anderson. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Got an unquenchable thirst for sport? Get up to speed with the day's biggest sports stories with the Talk Sport Hit. Cram full of the latest team news, big match previews, and discussing the day's hottest topics.
An improvement week in, week out.
Plus, get all the latest results and full fan reaction to the biggest events in world sport.
It's a wonderful goal!
Satisfy your thirst for sports news with the Talk Sport Hit. Subscribe now on Acast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Previously on Michael Jordan.
People are going to turn around and say this is all saccharine and sentiment. I know about sentiment. What's saccharine? Saccharine is a sweet way of looking at the world. I thought it was a soluble aspirin.
Comments, conflict, and confrontation.